November 9th, 6:53 a.m. 137. 137. Okay, November 9th, 9 p.m. Oh my goodness. 138.8. 138.8 plus 2 point something. 1.8. 138.8 plus 1.8. November 11th, 5:23 a.m. 37.2 minus 2.4. 137.2 minus 2.4. Alright, today is November 11th, 2019. It's about 8:15ish. My kids have school today, so my youngest just got picked up and I decided to take a walk. I have my gym clothes on, and over the weekend I didn't feel like. Saturday I went to the gym. I did chest and back, some shoulders and arm, and yesterday I felt my lower back has been bothering me, so I didn't feel like going to the gym and do anything today. So I said, you know what, let me take a walk, because I need to take some pictures of I think they're gonna create a bridge near my house. I like to take pictures of construction, so I decided to come to take the pictures and then take a little walk. I'm not gonna go too far with the walking, maybe the length of this pathway, and then I'll just come back. So yeah, that's the plan for today. And then my son, my youngest, have after school program and I have to go pick him up, so I can't I don't need to do too many crazy stuff. Yeah, so that's about it for now, and if anything comes to mind, I'll share it with you. So one of the things I like to do is take walks, and not around this time. I don't really like it around this time. I like it like way before the sunrise. Maybe 5 o'clock is too early, but I prefer that. The only reason I don't like 5, not too many people out, so you have to think of safety. So 6 o'clock will be the ideal. You know, some people are jogging and you see more people here and there, but 5 o'clock you don't see that many people at all. So around this time is not that ideal for me, but I'll take it. So one of the things I was thinking about is that my son, my oldest, he asked me to he didn't ask me, but he's been complaining about his class, that you know, several incidents have happened where I contacted the school and have the teacher move him from wherever he used to sit away from another kid. And then during recess, there's issues. So there have been some issues, I would say late September of the school year. But this Friday he came home. He was complaining because he had a health test. Health classes combined with a classroom where they sit, they teach them about, you know, the body, respiratory system, and, you know, movements and things like that. And then the other days is gym, like they play, they do whatever, right? So they had a test on health, and he did pretty well. He got 90, and then he was upset about it because the question that he missed is because during I guess during class, when the teacher was trying to teach that portion, the kids were not listening and the teacher was unable to teach that portion of the test. So he didn't get it right. However, if he had used, I guess he's still young. I'm not gonna blame him too much, but he could have had it correct if he had used his common sense and, plug a couple things together based on other things that they taught him. He could have got it right. But I'm not gonna punish him for it. But he was really upset about it and saying, "Oh, I don't like my class. The kids don't let the teacher teach," and things like that. So he was really upset about it. So I started, I believe, Saturday, after I came from the gym, I contacted my cousin, who is a teacher, and I let her know about it, what she thinks. First, I suggest what I was gonna do, and then she could correct me in terms of which way to go about it. So my thought was to just write an email and deal with it, right? So she said, "You know what? Don't write a long email. It's better to speak to somebody and explain the situation and things like that. Because sometimes when you send long emails, people they don't have time to read all of that, and you don't want to be seen as, the parent who's always complaining and things like that." So I understand her point, and I had started writing the email. She didn't even know I started. I just mentioned it to her that this is what I was thinking of doing. So I thought that was a great idea. Instead of, I cut the email that I started writing, and I pasted on my notebook or something where I could paste it. If I wanted, I could always come back to it. But I took it out of the email. Instead, I wrote maybe couple sentences asking to have a meeting with several people at the school to discuss the situation, and then I will leave their judgment, whatever decision they come to about it. When I discussed it with my husband, he wasn't too fan of it. He wanted him to stay in the class. However, the point that I try to make my husband see is that the kid is in school more than he is at home during the week. He spends more time at the school, and if he doesn't feel comfortable, there's issues that already been going on in the classroom. He got into a fight with somebody, okay, that never happened before. And he's been complaining way before the fight that he doesn't like the class, the kids are annoying, they're bothering him, and things like that. So I tried to make my husband see that part. At least I need to bring it to the school attention. They already have a record of the situation that's happening this school year. So I didn't want that to continue throughout the school year. So if he's requesting it, I need to back him up on that and see what the school think about it. They could speak with him, and So I'm pretty flexible with it, but at least I want to bring it to the school attention, see what they could do about it. So when I wrote those couple sentences in the email, and then I called my son and I made him read it, and I said, "What do you think about it?" All of a sudden, he's taking his word back. He's like, "No, I don't want to see the principal. Don't send it. Don't do that." But my decision has already been made, and I processed the situation that's been going on throughout the school year, and I discussed it with my cousin. I made her see my point, and I understand her point, and she agrees with me, and I do not want him to suffer for the rest of the school year. But it's not his teacher's fault. All his teachers he has gotten at that school, they all are perfect. They're doing their job. I have no complaint about it whatsoever. So in the email, I also CC it to the teacher as well. So the meeting, if it's possible, I don't know, I have not gotten the response yet. If I'm able to get a meeting with all of them at the same time, that'll be great. That way I don't want the teacher to feel like it's her fault. I want my kids to be out of her class. But because it's not her fault, she's doing her job. She has answered my question. Anything that I've asked, I got it. So yeah, so I reached the end. I'm gonna turn back. I don't wanna have a long walk. So I'm going back. I have things to do at home. Yeah, so I think I sent the email to the teacher, the principal, vice principal, and I did not have the dean's email, but I put it in the thing. I don't have her email, but I would like for her to be there as well. So I don't know how that is gonna pan out. If I'm able to get the meeting, I will explain to them this is what's going on. I have seen, and they have seen, the consequences of some of the things that I brought up. First incident, only his teacher knows about it, because the minute my son told me someone is calling him name at school, the first thing that I did, by the way, is contact his teacher and ask his teacher to remove my son away from that kid. So change his seat, and she did. And the second incident, maybe 2 weeks later, then he got into a fight because someone was calling him name, and then the fight started. And the reason that he got suspended and he got punished at home. The reason I punished him at home, because he didn't follow my direction. I told him when things like that happen, first thing he should do, not only to talk to the kid and say stop, but mention it to an adult. Let an adult know what's going on. That way they could deal with the situation. He's a kid, 10-year-old. He doesn't know, the correct way to handle things, but I've talked to him about it. And I think he's old enough to follow direction. So he didn't do that. He didn't mention it to anybody, and he took it upon himself to deal with the situation himself. So when the school suspended him, when he got home, he got in punishment. I didn't really beat him up or anything. Actually, none of us, my husband, me, my cousin, who I always talk to regarding any issues I have, I mentioned it to her. None of us was upset about it because the kid was bothering him. But the reason, however, I punish him, he didn't follow my direction. He didn't mention it to an adult. He didn't do what I told him to do. Therefore, he was punished. I took away video game time, tablet time, things that he enjoyed, so he didn't have that. And I let him know this is why he is being punished. Not because of the fight, but this, I'm sure the kid will not bother him no more. But that was the reason I punish him. Not following my rules, direction, let the adult know to handle the situation for him. He took it upon himself to handle the situation. So yeah, that's what's in my mind right now, and I'm waiting for the email, the response, and see what they say. If I could get the meeting after school today, that would be great, or Friday, because I think the principal is not usually there during, I think, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. She's only there Mondays and Fridays at my oldest son's school, and the rest of the other days she's at my youngest school. So they split the school into 2 different facilities due to space. So that's what's going on right now. I don't know if you guys could see me because the sun is right behind me, but yeah, sometimes I need to take a walk to think about these kind of things. And a lot of time when I'm sitting at home, I'm thinking, especially over the weekend, and I remind myself this is the reason why I am home, to help and handle the burden that my kids are going through. So that way they don't deal with it on their own. And as a matter of fact, this morning while we were walking, my son told me, "You better not send the email. What did you do with the email?" I told him, "I sent the email." He's like, "Why did you do that? I told you not to." And I explained to him. I said, "Look, you spend the same thing that I just mentioned earlier. You spend more time at school and you're not happy there, and that's not the first time." I said, "Look, that's not the first time you've had incident at that class this year, he never have issues at all since he's been in school. Never. Except last year, he didn't like his teacher because his teacher was doing her job. When when they made them do some writing materials, trying to finish quick to go play. So the thing he never completed, he thinks he could go and play. Teacher hold them to finish the work, and then once he finished, then he could go play. So because of that, he didn't like his teacher. I didn't make a big deal out of it. The teacher's doing what she's supposed to do. But this year, it's the kids. And many times I thought, I think a couple classes that he's had since he was at the school, I was hoping they keep those kids together because they interact well with each other, and the parents are serious about education. But when they start spreading them, and I understand why they do that. They want them to be able to be adjust with other kids. But when I look at the way the classes that he's had with everybody, all the kids, they enjoy being with each other. They were into the school. I like that. I was hoping they keep those groups together. Then, they said they can do that. They wanted them to be flexible, be able to deal with other kids and things like that. And then this is the result of that, where they're bullying my son. He got into a fight and things like that. So I'm hoping before next month, if they could do that this week, that would be great. The sooner the better, to change him class. That way he could understand, go along with the new teacher. If that's not possible, I'm fine with it, but at least I try, because that's my job, being home, to help him with all his situation. And one of the things that I like to do whenever something like that happens, I explain to him why I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't just go ahead and do it. Like before I send the email, I show it to him and to let him see what I'm thinking about. And then this morning, he thought I didn't send it because he told me not to. In my mind, I've already made up. I've spoken to people who understand this type of situation, and I listen to their advice. They are professional. My cousin, she's been in the school. Actually, she's gonna retire either at the end of this school year or next year. She's been in the school system for a very long time. She knows the situation, the pattern, the type of thing that goes on. So I was able to get her guidance with what my son was going through. That way I could ease my son's pain, because this is the reason I'm home. That's my job. But anyway, I took a very long time to talk, but I just wanted to share that with you. Sometimes I post these in my fitness channel, and I think I call them those little series, The Mind. I always encourage people to take a walk to nature, parks or whatever. I live in a city, somewhat urban area. It's not as wooded as most places, but there's an area that's good enough to ease my mind, to rejuvenate my mind. So sometimes I like to take the walk here. Usually I go further, but I have things to do at home. This little walk is good enough for me, and I'm able to share my thought with you. That's the process with the cell phone. Not process, that's the thing with cell phone. It's very easy to carry, and it's easy to just pull it out and record. So that's it. Thanks for watching.